Welcome to Strangeville. Welcome to the channel. My name is Kevin Strange, 20-year veteran of the underground, cartoonist, novelist, independent filmmaker, and I am here today to share my love of comic books with you. And I am joined by my good friend Andrew. Andrew, thanks for joining me.
Absolutely.
This is another Andrew Showcase episode. Super happy to have you here. If you are watching these in chronological order, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about. But the last Andrew episodes that we shot, which probably aired in mid-October, this is not going to air until early November. So chronologically, it's going to make no sense.
Okay.
But Saturday night, we shot some October episodes where we drank way too much whiskey. And I haven't told you this yet.
Uh-oh.
I was down for 2 full days. Hungover, so we drank, Friday night?
Yeah.
And then all of Saturday I was fucked. And all Sunday, till like 7 p.m. Sunday, I finally started feeling normal. And I'm talking, I was popping Tylenols every 4 or 5 hours.
Wow.
Just trying to eating greasy food. All my tricks, like guzzling water, all my tricks didn't work. That whiskey fucking fucked me up. So this is the following Wednesday. Mm-hmm. I haven't touched alcohol. I usually sip a little wine at night, just to lay in the plane.
Yeah, sure.
Get a little buzz on.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even. This is the first night, so I just busted out a box of wine, and I haven't touched the shit since. I guess that was Friday night.
Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah, you fucked me up.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You sent me on a bender there, and we recorded episodes. So the episode. So if you want to listen to those episodes in the right order. To match up with this one, it was the first one we did was the what was
the Masters of the Universe?
The 1,000-page Masters of the Universe mini comics, and you can hear me starting to get a little drunk in that episode. Mm-hmm. But then we did, I guess that one. No, the covers is airing in early November, so that'll be one of the last ones before this one airs.
Okay.
The one where we do the best '90s gimmick covers. I am fucking trashed in that episode. I mean, I don't know how drunk were you? I was
a little tipsy.
Andrew's like 6'5", so it takes a lot to knock this giant down. But
that's true.
I'm not, and I'm susceptible to it. So
yeah. So this is a little follow up from that.
Yeah, this is a follow up. So we actually did cover Sabretooth. It wasn't this issue.
It was. Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Because it has the die cut.
I thought it was the slash. Was that a Wolverine?
That was a Wolverine.
That had the slash through it. Okay, yeah. So this is Mark Texeira, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the
pencils and art, I believe both.
So, I remember being drunk, being like, "Let's do an episode on that, bro. That'll look awesome." And so this is the follow up to that. So we're doing.
So it's a 4-part series, and I actually found out I do have part 3 and 4.
Issue 1, 3, and 4. So we're gonna take a look. Look at that fucking Texeira cover on that shit, gang. Ooh, we're in for a treat. So we are going to dig in to these Sabretooths. Look at that. See, this is Texeira showing off. This is him painting. With the gimmick cover. 1995. Is this 96? This is 93. And then let's see if we can get to the actual credits. So it's Larry Hama and then Mark Texeira doing pencils and ink. So I mean, look at that. Look at all them ninjas behind it. Have it your way, chump. Long have we waited for our vengeance, Gaijin dog. Now you will pay for your what is it? Ignominious.
Yeah.
Your ignominious death. You served our clan leader. What does ignominious mean? Obviously, like an unceremonious death, like a dishonorable death.
Yeah.
We'll take your skull and carve it into a bedpan. Well, that's rude. So we're gonna get into these awesome Mark Texeira, Larry Hama, Sabretooth's Today gang. Except no imitators. Strangeville's the real deal. Those other fucking comic channels, them's jobbers compared to what we bring you here at the Strangeville side. Before we get into the book, it's no longer It's no longer Monster Month. The Count Keefula stuff is done. So we are looking to, we're still about as of the recording of this video, mid-October, we are still about 100 subscribers away from that coveted 1,000 subscriber number that will get us fully monetized and completely out of small channel hell. The money we make from the channel will go towards better cameras, better microphones, better computers, just better equipment all around, so that I can continue to bring you a higher and higher quality entertaining show here, because we gotta outperform them jobbers, man.
We do.
This is this is the main event. This is Madison Square Garden, and the belt's on the line, and we can't fuck this up. So once we hit that 1,000 subscribers, I will be releasing a free digital version of my graphic novel, Kevin Strange's Space Worms. 164 pages of crazy splatter gore. I call it, I call it Neo Underground. If you're a fan of Robert Crumb, S. Clay Wilson, Spain Rodriguez, Gilbert Shelton, that kind of, it's tons of sex, drugs, and violence, ultra sex, ultra drugs. And Andrew's actually the editor on, he's the editor on almost all of the stuff that I do. I gave him top billing because he had to go through 164 pages of my bullshit, and then I gave myself second billing there. So that's that. So that will be available for free on the there's a link to the Patreon in the description. Okay. And so once we hit that 1,000 subscribers, Space Worms is going to be free for a month.
Wow. Nice.
So for the whole for the 30-day period after we hit that coveted 1,000 subscribers, all you guys will be able to go grab a free digital copy of Space Worms.
That's a treat, gang.
And so what is being a patron? Like, if you want to pay the $3 and be a patron, you gain access to 20 years of my comic books, novels, and feature films. From the Twisted Mind of Kevin Strange. Hey, that's me. It's only $3 a month. Here's a list of some of my comic books. The Kevin Strange's Space Worms, Count Keefula, Death to Strangeville, Wizard of Ganj, Too Many Dabs. These are all available. They're all at your fingertips digitally. If you become a patron for $3 a month, it's a good deal, and then you also get a shout out on the channel. Let's give a shout out to the current patrons and channel members. So. Savage Splendor. We'll go back and forth.
All right.
Savage Splendor.
Are we going down or across?
Down. We'll go down.
All right.
Down the road.
The Dark Lord Carrion.
666 Yoshi.
Alien on LSD.
Joseph Stark.
Loud Pack.
It's two. It's both.
Productions.
Yeah. Dave Baxter.
Jason German.
Mutant Minds.
Joshua Wise.
Jeremy Maddox.
And Nirvana.
Nirvana is our newest patron, just became a patron in real time yesterday.
Oh.
So becoming a channel member means that you get, that's $2.99 a month through YouTube here. You just click the join button below the video, and that gets you access to all of the videos that have not yet been published. We keep talking about how this shit's coming out in November, but we're recording it in mid-October.
Right. You get access to the bank vault.
You get access to the whole back catalog of, or the front catalog, I guess, the unreleased vault of videos. And why is that? Why does that matter? Because as this channel gets bigger and bigger, and we main event bigger and bigger stadiums, and we keep getting put over by the boss. Books like these Mark Texeira, Larry Hama, Sabretooths, they might be sitting on eBay just collecting dust right now, but as we talk about it and we show these amazing paintings and panels and things from Mark Texeira, a lot of the channel members are going to get they're going to be like, I gotta have those, and they're going to go to eBay, and they're going
in the secondary
market, and they're going to snap all that stuff up before this stuff ever hits the public. Like, by the time these videos air, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks after we record them, all that stuff's already going to get snapped up from the secondary market. Look at this chick. She's awesome. And Ed and Jim used to call that the kayfabe effect. and we call it around here. We call it the Strangeville effect. So it's a very good investment to become a channel member. There, click that join button below and get access to all these awesome videos way early. So let's see what's going on here in this. Does it matter what's going on in this?
I'm not completely sure.
Sabretooth series. Yeah. Look at that. I forget what is Sabretooth's human name.
Victor Creed.
Victor Creed. That's right. There's some Victor Creed in a little. I don't know. Is he wearing underwear or is that a little towel around him? Then we got this chick. Texeira is just has this really interesting style where it's so if you look at the line work on Victor Creed here, it's not it's not like a what is the term I'm looking for? It's not a uniform line. It goes from weird thick to weird thin. Like this line right here on this part of his shoulder is really thin, and then it gets really thick right here. So he goes thick, thin, and it's this random assortment of these really sketchy thick and thin lines that don't really make any logical sense, but they create this like sketchy but bold. Like he uses really thick lines in places that make it like this arm right here. There's this really bold line on the small portion of the forearm, and then as it moves to the hand, it's a really thin line. And so it comes, and then he comes in with he spots these blacks here and there, and it creates this, and he goes in and there's cross hatching involved, creating shadows here on the forehead. And so it's just his style is just, it's a bunch of like what an art teacher would tell you is a bunch of wrong things.
Oh, really?
That all come together to make a really, really cool looking, just pleasure to look at style.
Oh, it's mesmerizing, dude.
Look at all this hatching that goes down the stairs here. Mm-hmm. That could all be handled in the...
helps give the perspective, too, of stairs.
That could all be handled in the color process. But he goes ahead and adds it with the... and it helps that he's penciling his own inks. So when you... look at that shit. So if you pencil all this out for another inker to go over, you're gonna want to go real heavy on the pencils because you don't want your shit to get. So if you're in a wrestling match, and it's two main eventers, you got to make sure both guys get their shit in. You can't just be a squash. If it's the main event guys, their egos are too big.
Oh yeah,
and they're not going to allow for one guy to get over on them without getting their shit. Like they might do the job, but they're going to get their hope spots and they're going to get their dominant periods of the match.
Yeah, you got to get a 1 or 2 count in there.
Oh, definitely a bunch of those. The best main event matches between top superstars, I mean, it's back and forth, and you're convinced each one of them is going to win. Mm-hmm. And so if you extrapolate that down to comic book creation, when you've got a penciler and an inker, both of those guys are trying to get their shit in. And so a penciler that's penciling for an inker is going to try to get as much of his shit in. So like, it's going to be heavy lines all over the place to try to try to overwhelm the inker, so that the inker is basically reduced to just tracing over these heavy lines that the penciler has. When you pencil your own inks, you're not really worried about doing heavy pencils. You can lay in just real. I do heavy pencils because I'm neurotic and I want to know that I've got it looking the way I want it to look in the pencils before I go to the inks.
Okay.
So my inking process is pretty simple. But a lot of guys, they go super light on the pencils and then crazy heavy.
Fill it in later.
Crazy heavy with the inks. And I think Texeira, when he does himself, when he's inking his own pencils, he can just go crazy with these ink lines. So these might be for a regular pencil ink team. These hatches that go, and you see the same thing with like Sam Keith. Sam Keith goes crazy with this stuff in the inks. And he doesn't necessarily have to do that in the pencils. So these hatches and things that are in here, that could just be like, if you get this in from the penciler and you're the inker, you might ignore all this stuff if you don't feel like filling it in like that, because it's pencils, and just let the colorist deal with all the shadow and stuff like that. And so you see comics that are kind of dashed out, that don't have a lot of depth. There's like a real simplicity to it, where they won't bother with stuff like this. But since Texeira's inking himself, maybe he did all that noodling with pencils, but then he just went in and noodled it all with his inks. Or that could be pencils coming through. Everybody has their own style and their own process, and a lot of people leave their pencils on the page. A lot of people are meticulous. Other artists are meticulous about covering up, making sure all the pencils are gone. We just have some fantastic work here. I don't know if there's a bad thing that Texeira gets his hands on. I mean, he makes everything look good. He makes the women. Because a lot of artists also they have a specialization, and the specializations in comic artists usually go like, I'm really good at drawing the big muscular men.
Okay.
And then there's guys that say, well, you can have your dudes, Mr. Gay. I'm gonna focus on drawing really sexy women because I'm not gay, and I like drawing beautiful women, and so they'll focus on the women and their dudes or whatever. And then there's some people that are really good at drawing architecture, that do really good with buildings. So they show off by doing like really intricate backgrounds and crazy architecture, as you can see. And then the final kind, and I don't know if there's anything in here. We looked at it in the Ghost Rider episode with Dr. Ben.
Okay.
Well, there's gun guys, and look at Texeira's guns. These are awesome. And then there's vehicle guys, and we looked at that, and that was one of the things I wanted to look at because we were looking over it, and I didn't verbalize it the way I'm verbalizing this, but in my mind I was going, okay, well, he's got game with male anatomy, he's got game with female anatomy, he's got game with architecture, he's got game with guns. So clearly his weakness has to be vehicles, and he actually has really good vehicles too. This guy is just like a he has like a Swiss
5-tool player.
Yeah, he's like a Swiss Army knife of comic book artists. He can just do it all. You want to go
Appearing in person?
You want to go see Rob Liefeld and Jim Shooter? Man, that guy looks like his name is Jim Shooter. Look at him. Rob Liefeld's about 12 years old. You imagine getting success that early? He was barely out of high school.
Oh man, that's
Look at
cool
that shit. Look at that shit. Is that our boy? Is that Victor getting fucked with?
Yeah.
Look at the size of him. This is a dude right here. Look at the size of this motherfucker.
And then this is the first appearance, I believe, by Tribune.
Okay. Is he a villain?
Yeah.
All right.
I think he's specific to Sabretooth. He's got, like, family history with Sabretooth, I believe.
Like they're related?
I believe so, yeah.
Were they part of the Weapon X program together?
It could have been.
So what is this series called? This is called Death Hunt?
Death Hunt.
Ambushed by his past, on a quest for his life. Number 1, of course, because it's the 1990s. Everything's a number 1.
Yeah, this is the 4-part limited series.
Vancouver, British Columbia. Don't be thinking I'm going to invite you for coffee. And donuts, just because you drove me all the way. Is this Victor Creed talking? What does his voice sound like? I don't remember what Sabretooth sounds like in the animated series.
It's very, like, cat-like. It's got a bit of a purr/growl to it, kind of.
Give me your best shot.
I'll kill you all!
All right, I can do that. Don't be thinking I'm going to invite you for coffee and donuts just because you drove me all the way up here from Seattle. I still ain't decided whether I should rip your throat out or not, Pharaoh. Call me Cyborg, Sabretooth. Around here, you call me Mr. Creed. This is it. Tell your driver to pull over here. Multiple hostile thought waves in the ether. You've got company waiting for you. Are you sure you don't want me to stick around? Oh, no, that's the other guy. Are you sure you don't want me to stick around? Get lost, Cyborg. And then that's the We already read that page with those awesome ninjas.
Yeah, the hand coming after him.
Home is the hunter. Stan Lee presents.
They're going to turn his skull into a bedpan.
There's that flashback game again that I was telling you about. That kind of RPG platform jumper game from the early 90s. That's what the cover looks like.
Oh, okay.
It's a cool game. Is that so? Whop. Well, who's doing the carving? Rip. What the blazes am I paying you for, Bertie? You're supposed to keep the trash off the sidewalk. Is that you, boss? Well, it sure ain't the Avon lady. Cut him down. Don't let him get inside the house. What is this? An infestation? Look at that. The noodle on that fucking face. He noodled the absolute shit out of that face and gave him the craziest eyes. This dude's awesome. Let's oh, this chick's. Oh, is this the naked chick in the towel from later?
That's Birdie. Yeah.
Oh, that's Birdie. What are you paying? Was that you, boss? Okay. Oh yeah, we looked at this on the other stream.
Oh yeah, with the
that pile of fucking bullet casings and this giant fucking awesome gun. It's like there's nothing this dude's bad at. This dude can draw ninjas. Ninjas are a very important thing to be able to draw in comic books. There's a lot of things from the 90s that I thought would be a much bigger deal than they ended up becoming. It's kind of a meme on the internet now, but I've been saying this for years, long before it was an internet meme, that quicksand ain't a problem.
Man. Yeah.
Roaming bands of street punks aren't a problem. And you know what else isn't a problem?
Ninjas.
Fucking ninjas. You remember kids collecting ninja stars?
Oh yeah.
You'd get them from, what was it, like a Boy Scout catalog? You could get ninja stars. My friends would be like, just check out my ninja stars. I'd be like, oh shit, that's dangerous, man. And I always thought ninja stars were going to just come from out of fucking nowhere.
You never know.
You between the Ninja Turtles and Daredevil and and Sabretooth here. I mean, is this the Hand? Is this who's? Oh yeah, so this is the Daredevil villains, the Hand that are fucking with him here. So I like this word balloon. Check this, how this word balloon. They could just, the letter here, I guess, could have just drug this thing over. But why not add a little
lightning bolt?
Yeah, why not add a little lightning bolt to it and make it look cool? It doesn't cost you anything extra to make it look cool.
You got space there to use.
Yeah, use it right. You ninja vermin have just met up with the exterminator.
Another IE.
Aye. Ooh. Rip / thwack. As strong as you are, there's still too many of us. And we're ready to die. I've been ready to die since before you was born. Ooh. I love that. The silhouettes. I'm a silhouette guy. Those silhouettes all look awesome. Little bitty silhouettes flying around. Sorry, boss. I was monitoring the batch that's camped out at the back door. I'll have this lot cleared away in a second. See that you do, Bertie. And then here she is tending to his wounds. I guess he gets her naked at some point here because she's still fully uniformed.
Yeah, she's like his associate / bodyguard / therapist.
/ lover, I guess.
Well, if you're doing all the other three, you might as well.
What is all this up here?
So it's like she's unlocking memories in his mind, I think.
Look at all this. Is this the memories that are getting unlocked? That's some bizarre looking shit. But when does she get naked? That's the question. This is later? Yeah, later.
Later.
So we don't know. Something happens. She's just laying there. I need that glow, Bertie. I need you to take away the pain. I don't know what is that a euphemism for sex or what? Why does he have this guy's hands mounted
holding an
on
axe?
His wall, holding an axe? That's savage.
That'd be one of the home decorations you can buy later.
I want this home decoration. This giant fucking, I don't even know what that is. A laser gun? Huh? Somebody's in my house. I love it when the letters, take the extra mile, and instead of just making that bold, They make it
change the color.
They make it red and underline it. Put a giant exclamation point. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this is even the letterer's having fun on this shit. Even like Texeira has this great style. Imagine being getting these pages back, and then you're the letterer and you're like, well, I got it now. So if the penciler and the inker are the wrestlers in the main event, consider the promoter is the writer.
Okay.
So you would have to consider the letterer the referee.
Okay.
And the referee,
or commentary maybe too.
I would say the referee, because the referee's got to get his shit in too.
Okay.
The referees are all like their job is to be invisible, but they're right there when they.
But you know the names of most of them.
You know the names of them. You know Lil Nate and Earl Hebner, and then his brother Brian Hebner was the twin. Well, they're both still alive.
Oh yeah.
And what's funny is they would when there would be brawls in the 90s, and Earl Hebner was the referee, and they would send a bunch of other referees out to the ring to break up some big brawl. Brian Hebner would be out there. There would be 2 Earl Hebners in the ring, and nobody ever fucking mentioned it or called it out or anything.
That's great.
We're the commentators. You and me, we're the commentators.
The readers. Okay, yeah.
Look at that.
So typically you go through lettering after inks and pencils are already done?
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes before the color, sometimes after. Everybody's process is a little bit different.
Okay.
You can do it anytime you want. Because some guys, like me, are the writer, the penciler, the inker, and the letterer.
Sure.
I letter before coloring.
Okay.
And then I turn the letter layer off, and then I color everything so that I have blank, wordless.
Okay, so even behind the bubble, you've got something drawn there.
Oh yeah. I don't put that down and then draw around it.
Okay.
Or color around it. I have complete finished pages, and then I turn the letter layer back on and have letters.
Okay.
All right, so tell me about Tribune.
So
I am the Tribune, and I've had all of this done to you in order that you may carry out a very special assassination. The control device I mentioned earlier is to ensure that you carry out this little mission. It consists of a 6-ounce lump of hyperthermite 3 with a radio-controlled detonator. I don't expect you to take my word as to the effectiveness of this device. I have prepared a visual aid. Bring in the ninja.
Disposable.
My employees found this skulker lurking in your rose bushes. I had a control device implanted in his chest.
Yeah, so this was him putting in
into Sabretooth.
Into Sabretooth, yep.
Bleep. Stoom. That's, I guess, the unfortunate ninja that's getting
shaking uncontrollably.
Blasted into oblivion here. So, who do you want aced? Her name is Mystique. You have 2 days, that is 48 hours from the time you're healed, and accept this mission. Start the clock, Junior. One thing you should know, after I ace the broad, I'm coming after you! And again, the letterer with his, going into business for himself and making sure he's got all this nice filigree down here on this. It just, that just adds that little extra panache to it. I should be doing that more often since I'm my own letterer. I get lazy. By the time I'm in lettering, I'm on my 5th, 6th pass of a comic, and I'm just ready to be done with it. But you can't come at it with that attitude because comics are forever.
That's right.
And, I was 13 years old when Mark Texeira drew this, and it's forever. Now I'm 44 and still looking at it. So you can't. And he could have been tired that day. That could have been the 4th fucking Sabretooth he'd drawn that day, and he could have phoned it in, but he didn't. And now we're here looking at it, and so that's number 1 in the Sabretooth miniseries, 1 of 4.
Right. Yeah, we have a little time jump here. I unfortunately don't have issue 2.
Well, that's all right. We're not going to go through anymore. That's going to be the end of today's episode, and we'll come back and look at some more of that Mark Texeira, Larry Hama goodness.
Maybe in the meantime, I can find issue 2.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, well, actually, the Dollar Bin Diggers you guys might have an extra dupe copy of Sabretooth Deadly Hunt issue 2, and you could send it to the channel here at Kevin Strange P.O. Box number 5, Cottage Hills, Illinois 62018, and what will allow us to go over issue 2. Or maybe you're a creator and you do your own ninja comics,
Okay.
and you want to see your ninja comics featured here on the channel. You could send those to Kevin Strange P.O. Box number 5, Cottage Hills, Illinois 62018, just like Paul Payne did with his Rambo versus the Blair Witch comics.
Oh, wow.
He sent in the entire Rambo versus the Blair Witch series. We got book 1, we got book 2, we got book 3, and we got book 4 hiding back here in the back. And he sent us a bonus comic called Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees. Obviously bootlegs.
Well.
He does these awesome bootleg comics with a backup of Jason versus Death Wish. Charles Bronson fighting Jason in the backup comic in Rambo versus the Blair Witch. We covered this on a recent mailbag episode.
Oh, nice.
But it also got its own episode in October, where we covered the first issue of Rambo versus the Blair Witch. So if you want that kind of treatment, gang, send your stuff to the P.O. Box. P.O. Box, let's go over that one last time, and then let's get out of here. We got shit to do.
Okay.
That's Kevin Strange, P.O. Box number 5, Cottage Hills, Illinois 62018. So we got some dollar bins to go dig through, Andrew.
We do.
So we're going to go do that now, and we hope to see you there. And remember to keep on